The band Instant Impact participated in a local talent show. They didn't win, but they received recognition from the event leader for their impressive performance. She called them onto the stage and congratulated them for being the youngest musicians in the event. The band members were excited about getting positive attention.
Let's move on to the question.
Replace the underlined word with a word that is close in meaning to recognition.
Praise is close to the meaning of recognition.
Fill in the blanks to complete the sentences.
At this time, Howe received recognition for his project because it was excellent. However, Sophie helped him with it, so he gave her recognition for her contributions by adding her name to his poster.
Read the paragraph. Match each phrase to the question it answers.
Which phrase gives a clue about the meaning of persistence? She refused to quit. Which phrase tells the result of Sophie's persistence? She made the program work, and the last one's always easy.
Complete the sentences with the correct forms of persistence.
The band had a hard time finding a place to rehearse, but they were very persistent, and they finally found someone who would let them use their garage. Juan's fingers were getting tired from practicing the guitar, but he persisted until he eventually learned the songs. It took some persistence, but Sophie's finally convinced the band to try playing a song in a new style that they weren't familiar with.
What's your opinion? Tap any sentences you agree with. There are no right or wrong answers.
Since there are no right or wrong answers, I just skip it. Second.
Did you know? How well do you know these words now? The words you've just rated will appear
You will now take a quiz to test your knowledge of the words you have practiced.
Next.
Which statement describes someone showing persistence?
Sophie joined the usual a roller derby team to try something different from her usual activities. Caleb spent hours taking pictures to get the perfect shot for the school newspaper. Elsa received a thank you gift from the nursing home after volunteering there. Juan added some vibrant colors into his painting to make it more interesting. It is that one.
Fill in the blanks to complete the sentences.
The street musician plays an overturned bucket, which is a non-traditional instrument. Because her song is uncommon, people often stop to listen out of curiosity.
Read the paragraph.
Elsa always incorporates her little brother into the stories she tells him. She uses inspirations. For example, he loves knights and dinosaurs, so she might make him a brave knight who rides around on the back of a dinosaur.
How does Elsa incorporate her brother into stories?
Elsa always... Oh no, I already read it. 214? No, 214. She includes him as a character.
Read the sentences. Then tap the word related to begin the activity. Complete the sentence with the word that has a similar meaning to related.
Relevant, because it has a similar meaning to related.
Fill in the blanks to complete the sentences.
At the end of the year, students receive recognition from the school staff based on their personalities. Students get certificates with phrases like great sense of humor, most dependable, and an inspiration to others. The purpose shows that the students are appreciated.
Complete the sentences with the correct words.
At the end of the school year, instead of having students make posters or write out reports, social studies teachers are talking a non-traditional approach. They are asking students to write and recite poems about historical events. Students will have to incorporate details that are relevant to the events, while writing rhymes can be challenging. So, students must be persistent if they want to get their poems just right. Okay, next one. This looks very abstract. At first, I saw a dinosaur with a mustache. You see? It's dinosaur mouth and then a mustache. And then I saw a person's head, very detailed person's head. And then, yeah, whatever that is, yeah.
Oscar Howe, Dakota Artist, by Alice Carey.
Oh my god, it's not a dinosaur head, it's a person.
When you create art, whether you're painting, writing, making music, or dancing, there's always a bit of your identity present in that art. So what if you were told that your art wasn't you enough? That's just what happened to Oscar Howe in 1958, leaving him angry and confused. He wondered, how could the judges reject my painting from the National Indian Painting Competition? He stared at their letter of explanation, which claimed that the painting he had submitted, called War and Peace Dance, was non-traditional. The judges called his creation a fine painting, but not Indian.
I don't know what the War and Peace Dance
Which
was.
piece of text evidence best supports the inference?
You want to know what the War and Peace Dance is? It can be frustrating when people assume something about us. This one. Oh, this doesn't make sense. They don't make sense at all. Because it's something when people assume us about something. Your identity goes. Maybe this one. Never mind.
Some key ideas are explicit or stated directly in the text. Other ideas are implicit or stated indirectly. We can understand those indirect ideas by using our background knowledge and clues from the text to make inferences. As you read, look for facts and details in the text that support the statement or inference.
If you give me background knowledge and inference, and you say you need background knowledge and text evidence to find inference, why do you give me background knowledge and inference to find text evidence? It literally shows it right there. Like that.
Their reaction and rejection was ridiculous, Howe believed. First of all, Howe is Native American. He was born in 1915 on the Crow Creek Indian Reservation in South Dakota and was a descendant of Chiefs Bone Necklace and White Bear. Oscar's Indian name, Masiuha Hakshina, meant trader boy. His first language was Dakota. He had attended the Pierre Indian School in Pierre, South Dakota, and then studied art at the Santa Fe Indian School in New Mexico. There was no denying that Oscar Howe was an Indian painter.
Okay.
In previous years, the judges had accepted Howe's work into this important annual art exhibition held at the Philbrook Museum of Art in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In fact, his art had won a number of prizes there, including several first place and grand prizes.
Which phrase from the text most strongly supports the statement?
Was the descendant of Chief Bone Necklace and White Bear.
The painter asked himself, what exactly is Indian art? Howe, who taught art classes at the University of South Dakota, knew exactly what these judges were looking for. At the Santa Fe Indian School, his teacher, who wasn't Native American, had instructed students to paint very traditional subjects, such as Native American warriors, horses, and bison, in a flat, two-dimensional style, without perspective or shading. This was the sort of Indian art that most non-Native Americans expected. For years, Howe had painted paintings like this, which people loved. By age 18, Howe had exhibited his work in New York, California, London, and Paris.
Which text evidence best supports the inference?
Is that Italian? Italian or Paris people? But if he was born in Dakota and did art competitions about Native Americans in Dakota, why he go to Paris? But I think Howe has shown his work. The artist looked at this. It shows was the flat style Howe had learned. Yeah.
By now, though, Howe had grown tired of this approach, which he considered old-fashioned. Not wanting to ignore his heritage, he continued to incorporate Native American subjects into his painting, as he had done with War and Peace Dance. His grandmother, Shellface, had taught him special Dakota symbols or designs, which he often included as well. But he had also developed his own style, which was more modern and abstract, inspired by lines and shapes found in traditional Dakota designs. Some people compared Howe's paintings to those created by Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse, famous European painters who also had modern abstract styles. Times were changing for artists all over the world, Howe realized, and he didn't want to stay stuck in the past.
Okay, let's see. Which one is which? I don't know. This looks like a spinning top with the hat, and you see a zebra sting. And this, you see a lot of stuff. It's a chair. It's a person sitting on a chair. It's a girl bowing. Yeah, a lot of stuff. There's a fish head. A lot of stuff.
How did Howe's painting style change as he got older?
Oh, he was becoming bored of the old-fashioned painting method. With time and practice, he created his own Northern South, his work also included traditional Dakota designs. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up here after this one.
As his anger simmered, Howe decided to send a letter to the museum judges who had rejected his painting. He wrote, "Whoever said that my paintings are not in the traditional Indian style has poor knowledge of Indian art, indeed. Every bit in my paintings is a true studied fact of Indian paintings. Are we to be held back forever with one phase of Indian painting, with no right for individualism? Well, I am not going to stand for it."
Okay, I'm gonna finish this off.
Which is the strongest evidence to support that Howe's letter had a powerful and positive effect?
It told Indians to be true to Okay, bye guys. That's all for now. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.